boys, how do you think they're tracking for the
Yeah,
show?
good. Yeah, I'm quite confident all three will be fine if they get through tomorrow.
But do you think they'll get through tomorrow based on what you saw this morning?
Oh, I'd like to think so.
What about Eddie? You seemed a bit of pain on with that surgery last week.
Yeah, well, appendicitis isn't that comfortable, so he'll progress throughout the week and obviously do some contested stuff tomorrow, and then we'll see how he pulls up.
It's interesting how the weekend's challenged you both. So, what sort of mood do you take into the showdown? Is it a big lesson you got at the weekend, or a big relief?
We reviewed the game as a normal game. I think we looked at some stuff we did really well in some challenging situations. I guess we went into a couple of plays where we needed to win the game, and a play that we needed to save the game right at the end. So we looked at that and we're really pleased with the leadership and the way we handled those situations. There was some stuff during the game that we could have done better, and some stuff we did really well. So we'll go into the game this week with a lot of confidence that we're in a good position.
And your group, Taylor, how are they feeling after the weekend? Is it
We've
wake-up
reviewed
call?
the game. It was a tale of two halves for us. We were pretty ordinary first half, and then outstanding the second half. So, in saying that, not many teams minus 50 plus contested possessions and still able to do what we did. So, some areas that we addressed yesterday in our game review, but in saying that, we've got an opportunity again this weekend.
What does it say about your attack, Taylor, given you didn't even have Eddie Betts and you still sort of turned it on like that?
Yeah, obviously it's pretty sound. The first 6 weeks we probably played more attacking footy, and we went through a bit of a transition phase throughout the middle of the year with North Melbourne and Melbourne and teams like that. So we've come out the other side and understand that we can play multiple facets, different styles. So whatever it takes, we're happy to get our hands dirty and play that way.
In your experience, what happens when the best attacking team meets on paper the best defending team? What usually happens there?
Provides a pretty good contest. It'd be pretty exciting for the fans.
Do you have to change anything given how strong their defence has been, and then Travis likewise reversed?
I don't think Port will change too much. They've done their scouting, we've done our scouting, so it'll be a great contest come Sunday.
Yeah, I think both sides will keep doing what they've been doing well all year, and I know we won't change too much, but we've certainly looked at the way they move the ball and how good they've been at doing that, and we think that our system, when we perform it for 4 quarters, will be able to hold up against that.
Boak, 4 losses in a row to Adelaide. How do you turn that around, and what psychological effect does that have on you and the players?
Look, I don't think it's got any effect. This week's another game, and we don't really look too far in the past and what's sort of happened. We're a different side now than we were earlier on the year and last year. So we're excited for this weekend. It's certainly a big challenge. They're the best side in the comp. They've been all year, so we're up for a big week. But we can't wait for it.
How are you different?
How are we different?
Yeah,
We've changed a fair bit over the pre-season, over the off-season, and early on in the year we were probably putting those into place. And I think we're in a lot better position now with understanding that. And I think we've been really consistent in the way we've defended all year. We've probably been a little bit up and down in our offence, and I think that's grown over the course of the year. So I think going into this week's game, we're probably a lot more sound in the way we play our footy.
Any showdown's important, but obviously the fact that you have lost 4 in a row, I guess that's even more incentive to try to break that, I guess, hoodoo to some degree.
We want to win because there's a lot on the line in terms of the season. We're looking for certainly a top 4 spot, and that's what we're focusing on. Certainly this weekend to get the win to make sure we're staying in contention with that, and whether we stop the 4 losses in a row, that's probably not really what we're thinking about. It's more about getting the 4 points this weekend.
On the other side of that, Taylor, have you guys worked out at Port Adelaide? Do you feel that you've got them?
No, I don't think you can ever work out an opposition. Like you said, they've probably got different personnel. They've adapted and changed a few things. So, like most showdowns, we'll be starting in the middle. 2 of the probably informed ruckmen in the competition, 2 great midfields, and it's going to be. I'd love to be a fan coming to the showdown this weekend.
Talking about the midfields, Boak, you probably got beat up in that area against Collingwood last week, it's fair to say. How do you go about turning things around?
Against Collingwood?
Against Secure, correct.
Look, I thought we were pretty solid in that area. I thought a couple of weeks ago we certainly did against Melbourne, but look, our midfield's been really strong all year. If you look at our numbers, and we've got some quality going through there. I think it's been well led by Ollie, Brad, and certainly Pep's come in there and done a great job. And look, Robbie's been playing a role in there, throughout the year as well. So look, we've got a lot of numbers that can go through there, and I think it's been, a fantastic probably aspect of our game that's been sound all year. So it'll be another good challenge against another quality midfield this weekend.
Does either of you think that this is a possible precursor to a Showdown final, and does that change any sort of thinking a few weeks out from finals?
Still 4 weeks to go in there, so there's still a lot to unfold. So I know that we're not even thinking about finals, and I'd imagine you blokes aren't either. So
1 week at a time, eh?
it's 1 week at a time, Rich.
In case there is, would it be better to have the win in this one so you've got an edge for the final?
I don't think there'll be any edge. Certainly, we want to win to make sure we stay in contention with the top 4, and I know those boys will want to win to try and hold a top 4, top 2 spot as well.
Boak, you assume you're going to have a close tagger run with Rory Sloane, given his history this year?
Yeah, look, there's no doubt we'll certainly look at that. Over the course of the year, that he's a quality player for their side, and if we can slow him down, then it certainly helps our side. So there's no doubt we're going to look at that and see where we can slow him down.
What about Kane's thoughts saying that you should get that job?
Yeah, he's come out with a few thoughts this year, hasn't he, Tex? As you would know. But yeah, look, we'll just sort of wait and see during the week what happens with that.
Is that something that you would embrace if you were given a role like that, and have you seen your own?
Oh, look, there's no doubt that if I get given any role, that I'll be more than happy to do it for the side, and if that means going to Sloane, then that'd be something that I'd love to do, and I've done it before, and but whoever does it, Brad's done it this year, and Ollie's done it at certain times as well. So we'll certainly look at it, and whoever does it, we'll make sure we'll do a great job.
How tough is that call, finding the balance between stopping him and also, you said Brad does that role a little bit, but he's been a real playmaker this year.
Yep.
How tough is that balance, keep your playmakers also stopping him?
Yeah, look, it's just having probably a defence-first mindset and making sure that they don't get the ball, but also when we win the ball, you've got to work extremely hard to get involved, and look, it can be challenging at times, and that's why you've got to be pretty switched on and make sure you know pretty clear what your oppo's going to do and where they want to run, so you can sort of know what they want to do and keep them away from that, but then also play your game as well.
Taylor, there's a report today that Jake Weaver's met with Melbourne. As a captain, as a captain, do you get involved in directing out of contract players as to what vision there is for the footy club and why they should stay?
It's probably a decision for Jake to make. We provide a culture and environment that we, hopefully when he comes to make that decision, that he chooses the right one.
Do you understand that players will now look around at all their options?
Like I said, I'd like to think that we create an environment and culture that when it comes time for him to make his decision, that it's the right one and wants to stay at our footy club.
Wayne Carey's also chimed in on that, saying that the Crows are sort of known as paying unders. Do you think they need to break the bank to keep these two players?
It's an interesting comment. Does he do our books, does he?
Do you think they need to do what it takes to keep McGovern and Lever?
Oh, just like every other player, they're super important to our side. So I'm sure they'll make the decision when they have to.
Tex, what's the week been like? It's a pretty important showdown. The round 3 was one of the all-time greats, and for both of you, it seems like it's a pretty low-key build-up, really. I mean, not much going on.
Just like every showdown, it'll be good fun come Sunday, but it's pretty quiet. So we'll leave you guys to pump it up, Theo.
Is it easier to focus? Is that a deliberate thing?
Easy to focus. How many games have you done it for now?
Oh, it was a few now, I reckon. It was my 5th year, mate. What are you, 3?
Who's the biggest threat from Port Adelaide's point of view to the Crows winning this week, you believe?
Probably all of them. They're all pretty good players. I don't think there's one player in Port that we have to stop. I think it's obviously it was starting a contest for us, but we like 18 guys to defend when we need to, and if we can do that, I'm sure we can go a long way to winning on Sunday.
How much of the review has been around you contested footy in the weekend? Obviously a fantastic second half, but you smashed in the first half in contested footy.
We'll smash across the whole game in contested footy, so it was very unlike us. We've been pretty sound in that area, and it's a pillar that we hold in high regard at our footy club, and bitterly disappointed the way we conducted ourselves. So you've got no choice, but you've got to move on.
Is that mental though? Because shown you this during the year you can win.
Geez, it could be a lot of things. It's hard to put your finger on one in particular thing, but like I said, we've reviewed yesterday and moved on.
Is that ominous for you, Travis? That maybe Collingwood hasn't done you any favours by rattling their cage about contested footy?
Oh, look, I don't think would have made a difference either way. You know, they're gonna come out with a ferocious showdown attitude as always. So I don't think it sort of changes it anyway.
You've always told the games are different than others. Is there a lesson you learn from showdowns about how to approach them, how to win them?
I think you just got to embrace the moment. I mean, they are a big game. There's no doubt about that, and they're a massive crowd, and there's a big build up to it. So you've got to enjoy it. I think most of our players now have been through a fair few, and I'm pretty similar with the Crows. So we you know go into it as a normal game, but one that is probably a lot more on the probably with the fans, and that is a bit more on the line. But yeah, we just enjoy the moment. It's a bloody good game to be involved in.
Texas, has Matt Crouch really elevated himself into that sort of next echelon of midfielders in the comp?
He's been outstanding this year, taking his game to a new level, and for our midfield, like we were questioned at the start of the year whether we could match it with great midfields, and I'd like to think that our midfield is one of the best in the competition.
Do you think you've answered those questions then, that the midfield's was put at the end of last season?
It's probably not for me to decide whether we've answered the questions. We've still got a long way to go, but I'm sure the fans and media can answer that.
So there were a big bunch of sore players at training this morning. Is anyone in doubt? Point of view?
Nah, we all got through the game pretty well. So that we just manage our guys during the week, which most sides do. So we'll have a full list to choose from. I think again this week, Chatty's probably the only one that'll miss, but other than that, we'll be pretty healthy.
He's a massive out, obviously. Wingard.
Yeah, no, I doubt that he'll try and play. He's only just come out of the boot, so he'll be pushing, but I think he'll probably be another week.
He's a big time showdown player. Chad obviously is a big out, isn't he?
Oh, there's no doubt. You know, Chad is a pretty special player, and he has been for a number of time now. But look, we had Youngie, Carl. You know, these sort of guys come back in the side over the weekend and play a great role. So we'll be hoping for that again. But certainly, Chad is a great player, and we want to get him back as soon as we can.
We're not too far from where that Leo was lit the other day against the Cats and Crows game. Is there any sort of message to fans, and is there any concern from the players that sort of behaviour could impact on the spectacle?
We just want you know, fans to be respectful of each other, and certainly you know, the players, and make sure it's a healthy, enjoyable environment for everyone. And you know, that's what we expect you know, from the fans, and they want to see a great show. So yeah, that's pretty much what we want to see, and make sure everyone enjoys it.
Ditto.
You can't get away that easy, come on.
Yeah, I'm the same. Come to the footy, enjoy the footy. We'll make it a fun, enjoyable environment to be at.
That was the no-name defence, because there's players who are standing out to be competitors for all Australia, etc. But why does it work? Why has it been so tight?
Our defence?
Yeah.
I reckon there'd be a couple that should be considered. But look, they play as a back six. I think that's the most important thing. Bass has coached them extremely well in believing what they do. But I think it's, if you ask them and probably ask anyone on our side, it's our whole ground defence that certainly helps it as well. Our midfield's been able to get on top and get the ball forward, and that gives them time to set up and then dictate where they want to position. So. But when it does go in there, I think Tommy Cleary's been outstanding as a young player. Tommy Jonas has led the back six really well, and you've got Darcy, who's been in great form, shutting down players as well. So look, all six of them have been in good nick, but I certainly think that our whole defensive unit as a team has been able to certainly help them.